So what is going on, everybody? I'm TheGamingRaptor. Welcome back to some more For Honor. Today, bringing you guys a guide on the Peacekeeper. Now again, this is going to be a beginner's guide to the Peacekeeper, so I'm just going to keep it short and simple. We're going to go over her moveset, and then after I go over her moveset, we're going to take Peacekeeper into a duel. That way you guys get a little bit of a perspective on how to play with Peacekeeper. And after that, I will go over a punish that I know with her. I know, ground punish and all. And then I'll give you guys my final thoughts with the Peacekeeper. And also, guys, I'm gonna be doing these guides more often, pretty much every week. So you'll see a guide every other week, and for honor gameplay too. I'm gonna do some duels and brawls as well, and maybe some breach on the side. You know, dudes, but just to add a little flavor to my content and all, and just try to be me, you know. And I'm gonna also do some playthroughs, random playthroughs that is. I'm gonna try and do random playthroughs while I'm doing this with For Honor and all. I'm trying to do something different because I know For Honor, people are saying that it's dying out, and they're technically true, but the game is still growing, but it's dying at the same time, you know. But without further ado, let's get straight into the beginner's guide with the Peacekeeper. Let's go. Okay, the first move for Peacekeeper is Twisting Blades. Now, Twisting Blades is this. It's literally light, light, and heavy. As you can see there, it is my Xbox and all. Now, for PC, I do not know what it would be for PC, but if you are on PC and you're on PS4, you guys can follow along as best you can. But it's literally light, light, and heavy. That's Twisting Blades. Next we have is Dervish Strikes, which is literally light and heavy. That's the Dervish Strike. It's light and heavy. Next up we have is Sword Dance. Now Sword Dance is literally just two heavies, and that is Sword Dance. You can just you can combo this with the Dervish Strikes, and you can also try to go with like two heavies if you want to, just to let it fly. Okay, the next move that we have for Peacekeeper is Deep Gouge. Now the Deep Gouge is literally her bleed. It's faint heavy bleed. Now what you gotta do here is you gotta throw out the heavy and press light at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but right after you throw out the heavy. So as you see here, as Peacekeeper goes into an animation, throw out that light. That's how you get the Deep Gouge, and it's really good to get off too. Next up we have is Dash and Thrust. Now Dash and Thrust is her dodge forward heavy. Front forward dodge heavy. Right there, it's pretty simple. How you do it is front forward A into heavy. Next up we have is her side dodge heavy. With this, Peacekeeper's side dodge is also light variable. Yeah, it sucks too. Like all the side dodges, again, they are light parryable and all. But you can still get something good out of this. You can finish your opponent off if they throw an attack. So say like this Berserker throws an attack. That's pretty much it. You can do it like that. And you can finish your opponent off too with this attack too. So just use it to finish your opponent off, if I could just say that myself. That's what I would say. Pause right here. Yo, I'm sorry guys if you guys are a bit confused with that. What I meant to say there was, like, if you wanted to finish your opponent off, you can. Just, I didn't mean to say it like that. That was a bit of an error on how I said it. But yeah, using that side dodge attack, you can finish your opponent off easily just by throwing it out. If they're low, that is. Like, if they throw an attack and they're low, throw it out. Yeah, simple like that. But anyways, enjoy the video. Next up we have for Peacekeeper is her stab. Now the stab is literally right after you guard break. So after you guard break, you can press light 3 times just to get her stab. This is what most Peacekeepers do. What I usually do is I like to do this. So I like to feint my heavy and try to guard break, and it sometimes gets the enemy. Now it won't get them all the time, so you have to be strategic whenever you do this with Peacekeeper. So let's just say I do this. I could probably get that opponent. It's hard to get a read on this opponent, on the opponent and all. So you got to be very strategic and try to predict and try to bait your opponent too. And also a little thing with Peacekeeper is when you get the bleed off with Peacekeeper and all, and you keep stacking this, she can also get her unblockable heavy. Yes, a Peacekeeper can get her unblockable right as an opponent is bleeding. So whenever an opponent is bleeding, you can go for Peacekeeper's unblockable, which is on the second heavy. And that can do some big damage, but you got to be strategic with this. So you got to be careful whenever you throw it. And the final move here is the reposting stab. Now with this, Peacekeeper can go for her deflect here, and it's really cool too. as you can see there, the repulsion stab is an unblockable deflect. It's an unblockable deflect, and it's really good to use too in your mix-ups. So if you ever get a deflect off, keep on using that bleed too. Keep on trying to get the bleed out too. Really worth. Also, one more thing that I did forget, y'all, is for zone. Now, again, we all know what the zone is. It's literally just these two buttons, which is RB and RT. Press them at the same time. This is Peacekeeper zone. I use the one combo I like to do with the zone is this, and I like to do front forward dodge heavy. I like to do that with Peacekeeper. Really effective. It works somewhat half the time, but it is mostly effective, so use it wisely. Okay, and that is going to be it for Peacekeeper's moveset. I do hope you guys get out of this moveset. Anybody that's beginning with Peacekeeper and wants to learn with Peacekeeper, I hope you guys got something out of that. But we're gonna go ahead and take Peacekeeper into a duel, and oh boy, it's gonna be fun because I did my best. Let's do it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, win or lose, I do hope you guys get something out of this duel and all, but here we go. Bring out the Peacekeeper. Gonna make us a JJ. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. There it is. Lead. I tried to go for it again. See right there? I can't throw that out as much, so I gotta be careful. Ah, man. Oh, he got me. Okay. There. Nice. Oh, I tried to go for the deflect. That sucks, dude. I tried to go for the deflect on that. I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get the deflect. So when it comes to Peacekeeper, you want to just be careful whenever trying to go for the deflect because it's very timing. You have to be very patient with these deflects. I'm not patient. I'm the opposite of patient. I'm just impatient. See, like right there. Aw. Okay. Okay, get the bleed off. Ah, can't get my guard break going. Oh, I almost had the deflect there. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, he's waiting for light parries now. Yeah, this JJ's pretty good. See, with Peacekeeper, it's hard to get anything going with her. And with me, I can't just go willy-nilly trying to throw in my attacks because he's knowing what my movesets are. And with Peacekeeper, there's not much you can do. I mean, yeah, you can get your bleeds off, but you have to try and throw in that unblockable. That's the downside with Peacekeeper is for unblockable is after you get a bleed. Oh, he let it fly. Oh, okay. I caught him there. Okay, nice. Okay. There it is. Go for it again. He was waiting for that. Yep. There it is. I was getting too cocky there. Yeah, I was getting a bit too cocky. Yeah. But as you can see there, the bleed with Peacekeeper, it is effective. It is effective with her. It's hard to get the unblockable going because her kit is so easily readable, man. That's why I would say that Peacekeeper is like she's an assassin that's pretty good. I would say she's an okay assassin, but she's not like the best assassin like Berserker or Orochi, which they have like survivability in their kits in a way. It's just with Peacekeeper, you have to try and get those bleeds off, and it's just very readable, man. But yeah, I do hope you guys got something from that. But now we're gonna go ahead and go straight into her out of stamina punish and my final thoughts with her. Let's go. Okay, a good punish that I know for Peacekeeper that is good for anybody that's beginning with Peacekeeper is when you guard break them, throw them forward, and go for heavy and light afterward to get a bleed off. That's the one punish I know for Peacekeeper that's okay. But there are more good punishes out there for Peacekeeper, but this pretty much would be her one punish I'd say would be perfect for her. And yeah, that's pretty much it for any beginner. There are more punishes you can look up as well, but this is the one punish that I do know for any beginner. Now, with that being said, let's go into my final thoughts with Peacekeeper. Let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my final thoughts with Peacekeeper. Let me just tell you guys that Peacekeeper is my least favorite assassin to play with. And reason for that is because you can never get her unblockable to come out, or just at least get a hit on the unblockable. Now there are a few times to get her unblockable out that you can get her unblockable out. It's a 50-50, you know. With Peacekeeper, the only way to get her unblockable is by bleeding somebody. Once you bleed them, you can throw out your heavy and get an unblockable, but it's not even worth going for if the opponent's just going to parry it. Even at a higher rank or higher rep with like anybody that's in like the higher reps, like rep 800 to rep 1000, around there, it's just not worth it. It really isn't, because a lot of people love to just wait and read what you're doing. Just wait and see what you're gonna do. If you throw in the unblockable, they're gonna parry it. It's super easy with Peacekeeper, and the downside with her is that you have to rely on her bleed. So that means you have to try and guard break or throw out that one light, the heavy feint 2 light, to get Peacekeeper's bleed off, which I personally think they need to rework Peacekeeper to make her a full grade A assassin. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a good assassin still. It's just she's okay. She's really good for anybody that wants to get into her. You can definitely get into her. You can definitely try her out, see how you like her. If you don't like her, you don't like her. If you like her, you like her. But to me, she's just not that good of an assassin to me. And personally, I try to play with Peacekeeper as best I can, but every time I play with her, I got destroyed. Like with the JJ, for example, he kept getting me with the lights, and that was my fault because I was being a bit too cocky, but I could never get the guard break going. I tried to do some good mix-ups. Like I tried to do like the zone into guard break. I knew if I get him that one time, I couldn't do it the second time because he'll just expect it. And I was trying to go for the heavy and all, the unblockable heavy, but couldn't get it out, unfortunately, because the JJ, he was being a bit passive and aggressive at the same time, so it was a bit hard for me to get my attacks out with Peacekeeper. Now, does that mean she's like a bad assassin? No, she's relatively S tier duelist assassin because it's her bleeds and all. She's like up there as like a A tier, S tier assassin. So I personally just don't enjoy her as much because it's hard to get her bleeds in as much. I mean, again, you can get them by just doing the feint to heavy and all, feint the heavy into the light, and if people expect it, they just expect it, man. And that's why Shaman is like, and that's why I just personally don't like her. That's like my thoughts with the Peacekeeper. I just relatively don't like her. But for anybody that wants to like get into her, you can definitely play with her and all. She's worth 1000 steel. Like if you're new, you can just buy her for 1000 steel, try her out, see what you think. If you like her, you like her. If you don't like her, you don't like her. But overall, she's a really good assassin in my opinion. I just personally don't like playing with her as much, but she's still a good assassin for anybody that wants to play her. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much gonna be it for this final thought here for Peacekeeper, and this is gonna be it for the guide. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the video, and let me know what you guys think of Peacekeeper. Do you like her? Do you not like her? And where would you put her on your tier list if you had to make a tier list? Like for me, she's gonna be like around A to B for me. Okay, I don't know, man. I feel like she needs something else, bro, because at like higher reps, she gets absolutely destroyed. I don't know why. I don't know. It could be just me. I'm not too sure. But where would you guys put her on the tier list? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. And yeah, dudes. I'm TheGamingRaptor. Stay wild. I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, guys. Peace out.